Hello, friends, how are you? I wish you all are happy and healthy. Let's go and start the story of the day. The journey on the time machine. Professor Rubel had made a time machine with which people would be able to return to the past and in the same machine travel to the future. However, you could only stay for 5 hours in the altered time frame. Before the completion of the 5 hours, you had to return to the machine and come back to the present. The professor wanted to go back to a time when his father was 7 years of age. It would be real fun, thought the professor, to see his father so young. The professor entered the time machine and pressed a button that has "Go" written on it. In no time, he had landed at the old address where his father used to stay in his childhood. The surrounding was so different at that point of time. The professor felt so thrilled to be at a place and time about which he had no idea at all. He had prepared a small bag for himself and it was full of emergency necessities which he probably would need in case he felt hungry or he got hurt accidentally. When the professor landed in front of the house, he saw four children playing among themselves. He looked closely and he realized that they were not playing but were looking for something. It was a little dog they were looking for. The professor went up to the children and introduced himself as a traveler from the neighboring village. He wanted to be friends with them. They accepted him readily. Then they asked the professor, "Will you please help us find our dog?" He agreed and started looking for the creature with the boys. Suddenly, they heard a dog barking very loudly. The creature barked so loudly that they could easily tell which direction the sound was coming from. It was from the neighbor's house. The professor's father knocked on the door confidently, and a man came out. The boys claimed that the dog the man had tied to the fence belonged to them. The man asked them to prove it. The father of the professor called the dog by its name and it got all excited. It wanted to run to the boys. The man could not lie any longer. He thus released the dog. Just then the professor realized his 5 hours were coming to an end. He took leave and went back to the time machine. He had only 5 minutes left in his hand. He pressed return button and at once he came back to his room. This was one of the most unforgettable experiences the professor had in his life. Okay friends, thank you for watching my video. Please share, subscribe and like. Okay, goodbye.